So I got something to say. When I say it, you better listen up. And I'm Frank, the host.
My name is El Marquis, musician, rapper, vector producer, understand crossfollower. And we got Lena Storie here in the building.
The Storie's in the building.
And we are talking about stage presence.
As somebody who does shows, I'm a host and whatever, and I see a lot of artists, and I do a little artist development as well. One of the biggest things for me is that artists know how to be able to bring it on the stage. So if you're gonna be an artist, you're gonna sing, you're gonna rap or whatever, the rapper's run is what I call it. If you're gonna be a singer, let's not move awkwardly over the stage, but kind of plan this thing out so therefore people can actually want to be fans and follow you and want to see your show and will pay money to see you on stage. But I don't want to talk about it. I brought Lena Storie. We brought Lena Storie in here to talk about it. Lena, give us some tips. Talk about it.
Okay, so let's start at open mics. Open mics are the place where you hone in on your skills. So a lot of people experience nervousness, stage fright, anxiety. The best thing that you can do to prepare yourself is just write out or prepare like a little excerpt to introduce yourself. That moment that you spend, whether it's 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, just saying who you are, what you do, that's gonna help calm your nerves and one, introduce yourself to the crowd so that it'll allow you to get comfortable on stage. And then you can start singing. That'll help work out some of the jitters. Two, once you start performing, whether it's singing or rapping, you want to, with eye contact, engage with the crowd. Like, it's cool that if you close your eyes, like if you're singing like a slow song, but at some point you have to open your eyes and look around because you want to connect with everybody. That's so important.
We have a question.
We have a question.
We have two questions.
We're doing it live.
So we're doing live and we're recording. So listen, we got this. Okay, listen. It says
the spotlight's on me.
First, is it harder for a singer to have stage presence? The band, is it harder?
Is it harder to have stage presence?
Yeah.
No.
As a singer and a rapper.
I wouldn't say that it's harder. I mean, I think maybe once when you're first starting out, it seems scary, or it can seem scary, but you have to be confident in yourself because ultimately as a performer, you're trying to sell your performance. So you have to, one, be prepared, so know your lyrics, know your words. You know, every great singer, every great performer, down to Michael Jackson, all your favorites, they have practiced in the mirror with a hairbrush. Like, that's the most important thing that you can do. What else?
I suggest, and so that's good, this is my biggest thing, and any artist really kind of would tell you that in particular. One artist would definitely, 2 or 3 actually. But I tell them to record themselves and then watch themselves because then you can see, you know, like, oh,
what you need to do differently.
Wow, that's something I shouldn't do, or I should be doing this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should be recording every performance and reviewing the footage.
Yes, you should. All the time. Like, you repeat what you're doing and then critique it. And then get other people to watch it too. Like, I feel like what you should do is actually record it yourself and then get some people who are very honest to tell you what's up. You know what I'm saying? And then that can help you out a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. You said something earlier about someone coaching you as well. Talk about that experience.
So I have a vocal coach and mentor. She's actually based in Richmond, Virginia, RVA. Shout out to Nikki McMullen, Local Vocals. And some of the things that we worked on over the years is developing my musical ear, songwriting ability, just critiquing and strengthening my songwriting, as well as working on songs that I've recorded for my project. And we definitely have touched on stage presence. So, I mean, one session we spent the whole time, you know, figuring out how I'm gonna move my hands, or you know, how I'm gonna stand, or if I'm gonna sit, and just playing around with like hand placement or hand movements and working the mic. Like, if the mic is here, you know, how are you gonna hold it? Like, so those little things, they help and they play into your stage presence.
I like that.
Here's a question. What are some very basic principles that artists need to understand in order to have good stage presence and stand out amongst other people they're performing with?
One, know where you are in your physical fitness, okay? So if you have not been working out and you have not been working on your endurance, do not.
Say it again.
Do not
Yes.
run around, jump around on stage, because then you're gonna be out of breath and then you're gonna be mad because you're not delivering your lyrics properly. So I mean, that's one. Like, I've seen a lot of people who have a lot of energy and then they bring the stage presence, but midway through the song you can see that they're tired. I think that's very important. Like, you know, hey, we all want to jump around like crisscross, but just know where you are. if you want to do that, work on it. Like you can't just get up on stage and do whatever. No, there has to be a level of preparation. Definitely. Like if you watch documentaries from Michael Jackson, he practiced that whole Billie Jean thing. Okay, he practiced that. Gerald Levert, the late great, he spoke in interviews about how he practiced in the mirror, and I think that's just, you have to look at yourself, and just like Frank said, recording yourself, critiquing yourself, getting critiques, you have to have that feedback. I mean, I just can't stress preparation enough. So like, you want to know where you are. Yeah. Like, practice getting comfortable on stage. Like, we all get the jitters. I still get the jitters, and I've been doing this for a long time.
Every Thursday.
And it's not even like, for me, it's not even like a nervous thing. It's just like, for me, it's like more an excitement. And then like once I get on stage, like I'm like, oh my God, I hope this is good. And then once I get into the song, then I'm right at home. So I think that's why it's important for me anyway. I think it's important. That's why I spend a couple of seconds, hey, my name is Lena Storie, this is what I do, blah, 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 blah. And then once I get into the song, bam, I'm into it. I get into it, and just believing in yourself. Like I said earlier, you're a performer, so you're selling the song or you're selling yourself. You have to believe in yourself first. Like if you're on stage and you're not into it, the rest of the crowd, they're not gonna be into it. They're like, okay. And you could be the best. You could be singing the best cover, your best original, and vocally you might be killing it, but like your attitude, your body language is so important. Like you have to show that you're confident. Show the crowd, the audience, that you know what you're doing. Show them that you deserve to be on that stage.
That's good.
It's very important.
I like that. I think that when it comes to being an artist of any type, I find myself in the car because I just host. I just introduce people to the stage, and I practice myself.
That's very important.
Yeah,
and that's a very important task.
And honestly, sometimes I think people think, oh, I could do that, but then when you do it, you're like, oh snap! It's kind of it's not. It's something behind that too.
That pressure comes.
It does.
That intensity comes
Yeah.
when you got the whole audience looking at you, and they're like, okay, like what are you talking about? Like there's expectations there too.
Yeah, and so you have to think about it. You do have to practice, and it's not just making the music. You really need to actually focus on. So we've talked about marketing. We've talked about putting teams together, but you also have to think about when your stage presence. There are people who are hired, which she does this. They hire someone to help them with their stage presence, and I think that a lot of artists, if you have not considered hiring somebody for your stage presence, you should. Or have somebody who is really dedicated toward helping you on your team that can help you with your stage presence, because it's important. It will convert people from being just listeners to followers or fans. Your stage presence can do that. So yeah.
Yeah, you have to learn how to engage with the audience. Like, not even just talking, but while you're performing, are you interacting? Are you being playful depending on the song? Like, are you being playful? Are you showing that whatever emotion are you invoking that out of your listeners, out of your audience? Is the song appropriate for you to be walking around? Is the song, does it call for you to, be sitting on a stool and, have a more intimate setting? Like, you just have to be cognizant of those different factors. It's all gonna depend on what the song is, and then getting comfortable on stage, you're gonna learn who you are as a performer. So the best thing that you can do is continue to do it. The worst thing that you can do is be discouraged. Like we've all been there.
Everyone.
It's scary at first sometimes. Even if you've been doing it a long time and say you stop and you come back, you have to get out of it. Like you have to get out of your head. Everybody get out of your head. Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just do it, everybody. Because with more practice, you can only get better.
You can. All right, so question is, yes, Butu is good.
Butu's a great
He's
performer.
Naturally. There's some people who are born with it, and then some people, I feel like you can be taught it. Some people feel like, oh, it's it's something for everyone that gets on stage. So you might not be a jumper. Don't jump if you're not a jumper.
See, Butu is physically fit.
Yeah.
Okay. He has the high energy. He's just naturally radiant to begin with. I mean, Butu is excellent. He knows his voice. He knows his abilities, and he's comfortable on stage. And he's a great person to look at his videos, watch his live performances, to learn from. If you're fit,
do it. But like if you're
careful.
Not, if you're not, it's okay.
Because you don't want to get to the third verse and you're huffing and puffing. I'm telling you.
I mean, because
work your way up to it. Don't be discourged about it.
And if you're not fit, there's
Planet Fitness costs $10 a month.
This is true.
Okay?
This is true. But if you're not
I'm not
fit,
there yet.
You
I'm
definitely
working on
can. If you're not fit, you definitely can figure out a way to captivate the audience. But you have to sit down and think about it. It might be sitting down. It might be telling the story in between each set or throughout your music or whatever. But sit down and think about it. I think that a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. Like, no, but really sit down what you're gonna do. And Brian's on here right now. Brian's really good at it. But
Hey,
he'll
Brian. What's
he'll
up, BJ?
freestyle.
How you
He'll
doing?
freestyle, and then he'll turn around and do a song. And so, like, those things like that, think about the way you're going to do it and then execute it. Open mics are really good. We said it earlier. Open mics are really good to try things out. So, like, instead of saying, oh, this is just an open mic, no, try it out. Like, I made a suggestion one time, and I found, shouts out to this group, man, but this group had, like, this light machine, and they tried this light machine out in their garage before they got on stage. Like, they rented it, and then they did a light show out of the garage. I know the neighbors are probably like, yo, that's crazy, bro. What's going on over there? But you might as well, like, try it all out, make it happen. So, with that being said, Lena, you got any more tips? Anything else?
I have one question.
El Marquis does. Yes, he does.
When you write songs, do you write them with performing in mind?
I do.
That's a question.
Smart.
Good question. Oh, man.
Every song that I write, I know exactly what it's gonna look like. I know how I'm gonna move on stage depending on like the setting. I mean, I think about whether I'm gonna have if it's a chord, I know how I'm gonna move it. Like if the mic is chorded, I know what my walk is gonna look like. I know if I'm gonna be sitting down. Yeah, I visualize. I mean, I've been writing songs for a long time, so it's very easy for me to kind of visualize what the performance or video or photo shoot is gonna look like. When I get there.
Smart. even as like, especially for rappers, I used to make this mistake when I was just starting out. When you write raps, you need to put some type of like breath in there, especially if you're someone who like raps somewhat fast.
Yes, that's a great one. Yes.
I made that
Having
mistake
breath.
before. If you're someone who goes da 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 da, and you can do it in the studio because you're punching in, but then you come live and you can't do it like that, you're gonna look dumb on stage.
Yes.
So
breath control is a big one.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Put like little breaks in there so like you can like pause, maybe have an ad lib in there, have a part that the audience can say, just to give yourself a second to catch your breath.
I agree on that. Another question right here. So this person is asking for me. I want to tell a story through my through singing that people can connect to. What do you think about that? Telling story through your music.
Watch your favorite artist. It's cliche, but watch Beyonce. I spend hours upon hours watching random Beyonce clips on Instagram. It's so sad how much time I spend watching. But yeah, study.
Them.
You have to
see how they
study.
do it. There's great artists that do it.
Beyonce uses her eyes. Like there was once an interview she talked about when she performed with Prince at the Grammys years ago, and Prince told her to like look at her like at the last note, and it's like those little things, like you use every part of your body, your eyes, your hands, your body, like putting your arms on your hips, putting it in different places, crossing your legs, kicking your foot out, like there's so many little subtle things that you can do to make your performance more live.
Just small things.
Little small things.
Doesn't mean you gotta pay a lot of money neither.
You don't have to pay a lot of money. You can do it.
Kick of the leg,
I'm saying, hey,
do a lot.
Whatever, this little attitude, a little shimmy, something like that, little subtle. It's little things that you can do to, be a one man woman show. Yeah. Whatever.
That's good. Another person said, what if you got a really heavy trap, energetic type deal going on? How do you do it at an open mic where it's a much smaller, intimate group? And I want to answer that question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
The reason why I want to answer this question is that you have the power to create whatever you want to create in any space. Butu on one hand, he comes in there and he'll have the whole place jumping. And the person before him was like, he'll be singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and had everyone sleep.
I'm gonna do that one day.
And then he comes in.
Sing a nursery rhyme.
Do it.
Or sing like the theme song from the show.
Everyone will know it. Everyone will know it.
An
Everyone will know it.
TV show.
Everyone will know it.
This is the story, y'all.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody was singing too. Everyone was singing. Yep. You should. But it's definitely like when you talk about it, like when you're doing that, I think that a lot of times when people approach the mic, it is your set. Especially an open mic, you have whatever you want to do. I don't care if it's at a coffee house. Yo, go in there and do you and stop trying to modify it. Unless you want to try something out. If you want to try it out in a different way, do it. But if you're going to say, if you're a trap artist, go in there, do trap. That's what you do. And I think that you have to create it. I understand you have to understand your audience, but if you're going to open mic that is free integrity and you're putting your music out there, you have to put your best foot forward every single time you go out.
Right. You set the tone as the artist. You set the tone once you come on stage. You set the energy. So you have to control the audience. Well, not control them, but like you control the mood. So it's, you know, dependent upon what you say, how you say. Like if you're a hip hop artist, like, I mean, this is a given, but you can't come on stage and like, well, I won't say you can't, you know, depending on your style, but like you don't want to come being meek and like turtle-ish, you know, you gotta hone in. I mean, with anybody, just be confident in yourself. Anytime that I introduce myself, hey everybody, my name is Lena Storie, I'm a singer-songwriter in the area, like that's my tag. Like if you know me, like you know that I say that every time, you know, for the people who don't know me in the room, so you can get comfortable with me. So, you know, that's me setting the mood, you know, okay, she's gonna sing, okay, cool. Then once I'm done my song, hopefully people are feeling good, but you set the tone. So, you know, your energy has to match whatever song that you're gonna do. So if you're a trap artist, don't come acting like you're about to, you know, sing Jodeci, okay? Don't do that.
Do it.
I mean, you know, it's okay if you do, but I think that your overall performance will be better if you
stay in your lane. And it's okay to stay in your lane.
Yes.
And I understand the whole, because I have that, actually, the reason why I want to answer that question, because I have that every week. People come talk to me like, it's just a different vibe. I understand it's a different vibe in here, but you're an artist, you're someone who creates it. And again, that goes to, before you come to the open mic, you have what you're going to be doing prepared and ready, and then you think it all out, and then you go out there and you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it also tells you, when you sitting there writing, where am I going to go with this? Am I going to go to a open mic? Am I going to a concert venue? And you have stuff ready for those venues.
Here's the thing. If you are seemingly uncomfortable, then the audience is going to be uncomfortable right there with you.
Facts. Oh, that's good.
One thing that I learned from like just being in like school plays or whatever, like the chorus teacher, choir director, whatever, they would say, you know, like, don't fidget on stage because then it's gonna make everybody else fidget. That is so true. Like if you're sitting there, like, I probably did it this whole time, but whatever. But if you do that, like subconsciously, people are gonna do it with you. So like if you're not completely comfortable, it will show, unfortunately. But that's why you have to work at it so that you get to a comfortable place. Because if you're not completely confident in what you're about to do, you know, it's gonna come through, it's gonna shine through. So, you know, be confident, everybody.
I like that.
Easy, you know, easier said than done, but you know, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get in front of people, in front of an audience, you'll get better.
I like that. So do me a favor, if you guys need any help with this, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to go follow her.
Oh, I have one more thing.
She has something else. Go ahead, tell it.
If you mess up during your performance, keep going. You hear that, everybody?
If
you messed up, if you fall, act like it was meant to happen. I messed up this song that I've sang for years, and I just kept singing. Because when you get off stage and you're like, oh my God, I messed up, the person's like, oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, when did you mess up?
9 times out of 10.
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Nobody, like, listen, if you mess up, just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, or don't even sweat it, just like, like laugh at yourself, you know. The worst thing that you can do is like get tense up, because then the crowd, they're gonna like mimic that energy. Like it's so important. Like they're gonna tense up, like, oh my God, like that was uncomfortable. Like, no, like you control the crowd. Like I messed up and I just laughed at myself.
That's all you gotta do.
That's all you gotta do. Just keep going.
Even the best do it. Yeah, they really do. We mess up. Everyone messes up.
We've seen several celebrities fall.
Yeah, and they
felt like queens and like they meant to do it. So
yeah, so tell everybody where they can find you real quick, please.
You can find me on Instagram at Lena Storie, Lenastorie, on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Yes, the Twitter.
That
is what I call it.
Twitter.
Although I really don't use Twitter a lot, so mostly Instagram.
Yeah, so you know what to do. But this is very important. I definitely think you should all find someone like her or Lena Storie to be sure that you guys work on your. Are you available? I just kind of put you out there like that. Her new services.
Well, you know, I'm gonna start doing songwriting development this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's interested in that, come talk to me. I've been writing songs for years, and I have tons of material. And I would love to help someone out there. I feel like a few people have come up to me like, you know, hey, can you help me with this? And I'm just like, Yeah.
We have somebody already interested already in it.
All right, hit me
Sebastian,
up.
hit him, you know what to do. Lena Storie. I'm super happy you came to visit the El Marquis and Frank. You know what I'm saying? This is good. It's 3 shades of light skin. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much. No one's told you. We want to tell you we love you.
Love
Peace.
ya.